Hi, I'm historian Richard Offen, and today I'm in Kalamunda, finding out a bit more about the early years of the Western Australian timber industry, and in particular about a partnership that blazed a trail for the industry in this area. Initially, the WA timber industry relied predominantly on the Jarrah forests of the Darling Range, with timber closest to Perth being harvested first. The British settlers initially called Jarrah Swan River Mahogany, and it was found that it was good for structural carpentry, flooring, timber work, and particularly that needed to survive outdoor exposure. In 1860, a Perth merchant called Benjamin Mason founded a timber company, and his first timber mill was on the corner of Welshpool Road and Lesmurdie Road. But there wasn't that much timber in the area, so he set his sights higher up in the Darling Ranges, and in 1864 got a licence to cut timber around Bickley Brook, which is near Gooseberry Hill. There he built a second timber mill, which was known as the Hills Station. The workmen there were all convicts except for 3 men who were freemen, and they were the supervisors. The felled timber was taken to the mill and cut by 2 men with a long 2-handled saw over a saw pit, one man standing on the timber and the other below in the pit. Not a very pleasant task for the chap in the pit. Timber was brought down to the Canning River landing by bullocks. Later, this landing became known as Mason's Landing. In 1870, a young architect emigrated from Britain, Francis Bird, and he joined the company, investing around £25,000. From then on, the company was known as the Mason Bird Company. The company was one of the largest in the state, employing around 140 men. This may not sound many by today's standard, but in those days it represented over 1% of the total male population of WA. Unfortunately, the firm got into financial difficulties, and it's said that the straw that broke the camel's back was a shipload of timber going to India that sunk at sea. Now, there was no such thing as insurance in those days, so the firm was declared bankrupt and dissolved in June of 1873. This track continued to be used for moving timber until 1882, when it too closed, and now it's a lovely walking track. So, Jacqueline, you're next to the History Village, and you have a very historic name for the cafe. How did it come about?
Well, because we found this location next to the History Village and we want to be part of the Kalamunda community, we thought we'd find a historic name that tied in with the cultural centre and the History Village. And
do you get mainly tourists, or is it a mixture of the community and tourism?
The weekends are very touristy. Monday to Friday is 98% regulars. So I know everyone's name Monday to Friday, yeah.
That's really nice.
We really are part of the community.
Yeah.
Yeah.